Good evening, YouTube. This is Nate, your host for This Week in AMVs, and I'm coming before you today in order to give you some updates as to what's been happening over the past couple of months, as well as what's going to be happening here in the future for the This Week in AMVs podcast. Now, when I say what's going to be happening here in the future, I am not going to shut the podcast down. That is not on the agenda. It's just there's going to be some changes coming up here, and there's going to be some more time off. So let's talk about what has been happening. For those of you who had been following me personally on Twitter and things like that should know that I had recently changed jobs. Still with the same company, but I switched positions, moved up a little bit higher on the food chain, things like that at work, and as such I've had to acclimate myself to this new position, figure out, how to balance work life with home life. And over the last couple of months, work life has pretty much been winning out a lot of times. I haven't had a whole lot of free time at home to make up for things. Part of the whole getting into the swing of things is learning how to balance these changes and required work that I have to do outside of normal business hours that I normally do at home, and scheduling these things around in order to figure out how all of it works out so that I have, well, a proper nightlife, so to speak, and I'm not just working all the time. And it's taken a while in order to get into the swing of things, figure all of this out, and actually get up to speed as far as all of that's concerned. It's been getting better, and I have been in the position over the last couple of weeks to have the free time that I want in order to be able to actually spend time on the podcast. Now, at the same time, here over the last month, I have been running the live stream for the AnimeMusicVideos.org's Viewers' Choice Awards. Those of you who are actually following all of that should know that took 3 straight weeks, basically, of non-stop streaming almost every single night during the week, which left me with absolutely no time in order to actually make a podcast while doing those streams. Just too much time went into it. I mean, over the first couple of weeks, I hardly had time to really do a whole lot of sleeping, because every night was 6 to 7, 8-ish hours worth of streaming every night, and that left me, with no time to do the podcast. However, once that was over and done with, the plan was to start actually making episodes again. And as you saw, I was able to get up an episode here very recently, and I was glad to be able to get that episode out. However, part of the problem as to why we only had one episode out, and as to why I haven't been able to get a second episode out this past week, goes into the reason why things have been slowing down, aside from all of that, and that's due to this extreme problem that I have right now with my workflow. Basically, and it's not necessarily just, things had gotten a little worse once I moved on to using the new camera with the new footage, but not a whole lot. Basically, what's been happening to me for a very long time, over a year and a half now, it's been happening. I've been having what I call encoding errors. Basically, I have a hard time encoding video because things randomly crash on me almost all the time, and this is entirely related to stuff I have on my computer. I've tried reinstalling all the codecs, cleaning all of that stuff out, reinstalling everything again, reinstalled Premiere, reinstalled app. I've done all of the removing and reinstalling I can, and I'm still running into these errors, and the only thing I can think of is there are some lingering programs and things on my machine that is basically bogging everything down and causing all of these errors to happen, because they didn't happen before, and they are happening now. And something I haven't done on my computer since I first built it was reinstall Windows, and the standard Windows admin in me says I should really be doing that at least once a year, and I haven't done it in about 3 years. So obviously I'm in need of a reinstall, and that's what the plan is here. I've recently ordered a new hard drive, a new solid state drive, to make my new C drive, because the plan is to take the current 80 gig I'm using as my C drive and add that in to the 80 gig SSD I already have for my editing scratch disk, so I can have 160 gigs available for scratch disk. That also will help speed up a lot of the stuff, as I'm able to put more content on that disk for that faster read-write, and then also give myself more space on my C drive, because unfortunately 80 gigs just isn't quite enough for what I have installed on the actual hard drive. So getting all of that stuff configured and set up properly is going to take a little bit of time here. I'm getting that in. Hopefully that should be in by Monday, and I'll be able to start work on doing the blasting away of everything while that's going on. And I plan to take a couple of weeks out within over the next few weeks in order to rebuild my machine and get my workflow back up to snuff. Part of getting all of that workflow up to snuff is actually updating Premiere. I've been using CS3 for a very, very long time, and it's time to upgrade. So I went out, got myself a subscription to the Adobe Creative Cloud, and now I have access to Adobe CS6. I recently installed CS6 and have done some initial testing, and one of the cool features that it has is it's able to read the files that come right off my camera directly without me having to encode them into a lossless format in order to bring in. I can just plop the file down on the timeline. It can see, it can read the file, it plays back 100%, no slowdown, all of that stuff. So basically that cuts 1 to 3 hours out of my workflow that I no longer have to dedicate to encoding anymore. So that's definitely going to speed things up a whole lot, because a lot of the errors that I have been having recently have been in the initial encoding. I normally would have to pull the file off the camera, encode it to a lossless format from the format that it's in, and in the process that will half the time get halfway through an error. So it's like, okay, fine, you cut it in half, try and figure out the point where it errors, you cut it in half, encode the first part, encode the second part, hope they both encode correctly and they don't have an error themselves, have that go through, then combine them together with an AVS script in order to make one long video, or just pull the two videos directly into Premiere, put them together and hope that everything lines up. We don't have any audio issues from all of that. There's a lot of annoying problems that can't come into that whole part of that workflow, and that winds up taking sometimes, you know, an extra, what would normally originally only be about an hour for the encode, adding, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. The episode I recorded here earlier this week that I wanted to get out for Topic Tuesday, I am still trying to encode that, and every time I get an error, no matter how many times I break that up. So it's definitely becoming a major problem, and I'm unable to get an episode out within a timely manner for you guys, and that's one of the things I want to try and do, and hopefully that will help alleviate a lot of that. And one of the cool features with Adobe CS6 is I can also export directly out of it into multiple formats that should be proper for uploading to YouTube, hopefully making some better quality for YouTube. Hopefully won't have none of that that audio sync issues type thing. Taking a cue from Ryan, the host of Film Riot, and doing what he does for exporting in order to see how that handles things. And that's a lot of what the next couple of weeks is going to be. It's going to be me actually sitting down with the new editing program, figuring out my workflow in order to make it as fast, as streamlined as possible, so we can get episodes out in a timely manner. That way we'll have a Review Monday actually comes out on Monday rather than Thursday type of thing. So we'll actually have the proper episodes coming out when they're supposed to come out. I spend less time editing the episode, working on the episode, thus giving me more free time in order to keep me from getting burned out with the whole effect. And that's, you know, part of the problem, because yeah, this is a labor of love that I do in my free time, and there are other things I like to do with my free time, such as play video games and whatnot. So at the same time, I want to be able to balance the podcast with my own personal life, with my own work life, all of that fun stuff. So that's the hope of getting all of this thing squared away, fixing the errors that are currently happening, and getting the workflow and all of that going here again. I am happy that those of you who have stuck with me over the past couple of months have been patient in all this going on, and I hope you'll continue to be patient over the next couple of weeks. Now, granted, I'm not planning on this being a barren couple of weeks here. I do have that Topic Tuesday episode I recorded, and I do plan to try and get that working here with trying a test with the CS6 on the current install over the weekend, trying to get that episode actually up and out for you guys. So should hopefully have that going out, as well as I had gone to Shutocon over this past weekend, and the plan is to take the footage I shot there and make something for you guys and put that up there for you guys, give you guys a little bit of primer into this small con that has an AMV room and my thoughts on it and all the stuff that I recorded there, give you guys a little something to look at. And at the same time, another thing that I plan to put out while I'm doing all this stuff is editing together a blooper reel. Basically all the bloopers over this past year for This Week in AMVs, and getting that up and out there for you guys, because we are coming up on the 1-year anniversary of when I started This Week in AMVs. So it's high time we sit down and let's look back throughout the past year and to look at all the funny stuff that I'm going to put together for you guys and allow you guys the chance to just laugh at me. So that should be a lot of interesting fun, because I can be definitely a major goofball in front of the camera, and half the time I don't even realize I'm doing it. So we'll get that up there for you guys, as well as continue to update the website. Those of you who haven't, found out about it, this is also a way for you guys who happen to be outside of the US sometimes to be able to actually see these episodes, as sometimes some of the episodes may randomly be blocked in your country. You can always go to the website. So go check out thisweekinamvs.ngsilver.com or twiamvs.ngsilver.com, and you can find those there, as well as the blog posts that I put up. And I plan to, over the next couple of weeks, put up hopefully daily blog posts of videos that I like and have seen recently, some small text reviews of those videos, linking those there, updates into the computer build and the editing process and workflow, all of those things. Hopefully get all of that up there. Extra content for you guys to view, read, peruse as you feel over the next couple of weeks. So hope to get all of that up there for you guys, which should be lots of fun. That's pretty much it. And again, I have to thank you guys so much for sticking with me throughout this time, and things do look like they are getting better, so all of that should be going on. But at the same time, it's time to look back and let's get some of your suggestions. This podcast isn't just me talking about AMVs. It's me talking about what you guys want to hear. I want to know videos you guys want me to review. I want to know editors you guys want me to check out. I want to know topics you guys want me to talk about. I want to know as much information as I can from you guys as to how I can help tool this podcast to being something that you will enjoy and love and continue to consume. This isn't just me, it's me and you. So I hope you guys can give me some more comments. Let me know what you guys think. I want to tailor this to your tastes, because without you guys, this podcast really doesn't mean much, because no one else is seeing it. So let me know what your thoughts and comments are. I want to know the good, the bad, the ugly. I don't care. Let me know. Comment sections below. You can always tweet them my way. Twitter at TWIAMVS. The website, you can always comment there. We are now on Facebook. I finally was able to fix the problems I've been having trying to get a page up on Facebook. So there's This Week in AMV's page up on Facebook. Go check that out. Should be searchable. And we're also on Google Plus now, so you can always message me there. Check us out that way. Comment, whatever. So all across the board, we're getting out there, and you know, maybe we'll throw up a Tumblr here soon. Eventually, you never know. So all of this stuff, ways to interact. Go ahead, let me know, and I look forward to seeing all of y'all again next time. This is Nate, signing off. Well, here's the blooper for you guys. I'm waiting for the thing. Where's the stop recording? There. Bye.